Actors trying to look one way consistently could perhaps be a bad thing, but this is way worse. Oh my days. Mate, what the hell is this? I'm sure you saw the stuff about friggin' Sydney Sweeney recently, right? How she put on 35 pounds of muscle. Which wasn't, it was mostly just fat, I'm sure. But then there's this. They're starve maxing to the point where they look malnourished. And this is for the same film. Now, it's no secret that there are beauty standards in the film industry, in the media in general, where actors and actresses have to look a certain way. For men, perhaps it could be a muscular physique. For women, it could perhaps be different things. And in this video, I actually want to go more into that stuff. The sort of like expected body image that women have and how it's sort of ever changing as such. And how recently there has been a terrible situation where there was an occurrence of Ariana Grande and the cast of the new Wicked film, which, to be honest, I don't even freaking watch. I know nothing about, but I saw the clip and I think it looks really bad. And I want to go into that. But first, here's a word from someone that we all know.
I would recommend to all of you, subscribe to Cal today and watch this young man keep bringing you the bangers.
Now, firstly, I must say that I'm not too tapped in on films. As I was saying previously, I didn't freaking watch Wicked 1 or Wicked 2. I don't freaking know anything about it. Maybe in the film they got to be super lean and maybe they have to like adhere to a certain standard of what they look like. I don't know. Maybe people can correct me in the comments if they've ever seen the film. I freaking like bodybuilding and the gym and maybe superheroes. I actually have a freaking fat Batman poster there. Let me take a picture and I'll show you on the screen now with that. There you go. That's what it looks like. But alas, I'm aware of the body image standards that are in Hollywood. As stated previously, for men, it could be a muscular look. And I've covered this on the channel before and other people have as well, whether it be Greg Doucette or other perhaps gym content creators or just people in general talking about the male body standard and how they have to achieve that through the use of performance enhancing drugs. Basically, to keep it simple, how they do those quick transformations, they take PEDs, they take steroids. It is what it is. I'm sure some actors in the past, and I know some actors in the past have done it naturally years ago now, but of course nowadays they have to have a quick turnaround for movie sets, and for some reason in 6 months they get the most jacked physique going because of their personal trainer and the app that they use and the fact that they're eating like 6 meals a day or something like this.
I was eating so much chicken breast that the hardest part about it was actually chewing it all.
About 4,000 calories a day. Maybe 4.5 as I'm bulking up, and then it drops down as I'm leaning up, it drops down to about 3,500 calories. Not the fun calories. Chicken, fish, maybe steak, always protein, 6 times a day.
Hugh Jackman has zero clue about what calories are in anything. Next!
But no, this is chicken and it's tilapia and beans.
But this video is not about the men this time. It's not about the male image or the male body standard that's out there and how they're taking performance enhancing drugs. It's about the female side of things because I came across these clips as well as the subsequent images, which just makes you think how terrible the friggin' studios must be putting a stress on these women, or perhaps just like social media and stuff in general, which I will go on to further. But just look at this.
Personally, 95% of my friends met each other, found each other. I'm in a relationship because of it through your fandom.
Now, I don't care what the hell they said in that interview. Just off the looks of them alone, they are incredibly anorexic. They're starve maxing, basically. That's the simplest point of it. They look extremely starved. And if you think, oh, that's how they look in general, well, let me show you this image because I promise you it will get worse. And I don't know if they had a dress code or code of conduct or something like this, but just look at this image. Exactly, you cannot tell me that isn't bad. From someone who loves bodybuilding, where, you know, someone has to get to an unhealthy level of body fat percentage to the point where they're basically on the brink of death if they don't do it properly. This is bad. Now, I'm unsure or not if this is the standard of beauty because it seems to be getting worse and worse over time with the introduction of perhaps new plastic surgeries or perhaps, you know, drugs that people may be using or whatever it is. The standard of beauty seems to be changing consistently. And of course, people are trying to put up with that, which puts mental stress on so many people. It is freaking bad. Like, think about it like this, right? I don't know what it was exactly previously, but of course, the idea of women having a slim figure has always been prevalent. If you look at Kate Moss in the 90s, mate, she was really skinny. But then, of course, not too long after with the Kardashians, they were really curvy. And now, from observation, if this is what the next beauty standard is, this is what it is. It's just all over the place. And of course, you can tell that these people are doing specific things to stay lean. They're starve maxing, if you know what I mean. And this isn't a new thing. Actors have done this, models have done this, where they want to stay in particular shape. They, of course, make themselves throw up. They, of course, literally starve themselves and they're on a very strict diet, or they could be taking literal appetite suppressants in the form of stuff like methamphetamines or other means as well. Why don't they just jump on peptides? That would be healthier, but at the same time, they still need to be a healthy body fat percentage. I know that they're taking the route of friggin' drugs. Now, an example of this actually, a long time ago now, it's not contemporary actors or anything like this, is someone named Judy Garland. Now, I'm sure you've seen the movie called A Wizard of Oz, or The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, whatever it's called, right? It's an old film where Dorothy, the main character, is played by a young girl called Judy Garland. Now, she had to look a specific way for the role, so she was on a very strict diet. And at the time, the executives actually called her a little fat pig, which that's not going to help at all, is it? Then subsequently, she was put on Benzedrine, which you think, oh, okay, maybe that's what, like perhaps a medication to help with things or whatever. No, it was a potent stimulant and appetite suppressant, which is in the line of meth, literally methamphetamines. And the issue with this then is, of course, she had to keep up that beauty standard for ages to the point where she was addicted to that stuff. She just couldn't get off it.
Phillips writes about witnessing Judy slitting her wrists. She recalls one terrifying night when she says Judy threatened to stab her after downing a dangerous cocktail of pills.
She finally went into the kitchen. We were in a large suite, and she got out a large knife and she came after me with it.
However, she got addicted to other substances also when she actually died of a drug overdose, sadly, prematurely. So that, of course, shows the stresses that are in the Hollywood industry. But let me relate it to something more contemporary, which I'm sure we're all aware of at the moment. There's a gentleman named Clav that is trending all over the friggin' place at the moment. And one specific clip has come up quite often when people refer to the issues that he's causing.
What drugs do you take in a day? I'm taking testosterone every single day. I take minoxidil for my hair. I take dutasteride for my hair. I take 7.5 milligrams of Accutane a day. I use crystal meth as a stimulant and Tolene Max. It's much more mild than Adderall, actually, and I'm pretty much using meth for hollow cheeks.
Now, did you notice there what he's taking? There's one specific thing that I want to hone in on, which is to do with beauty standards and looking a certain way.
I use crystal meth as a stimulant and Tolene Max.
He's starve maxing. He wants hollow cheeks. He wants to look a certain way. And he's doing that through appetite suppressant with the use of methamphetamines. Which is weird because he posts his physique like he's a fitness influencer. He takes anabolic androgenic steroids like testosterone. I'm pretty sure he's taking stuff like Tren, perhaps. And he takes growth hormone as well, which is interesting because if he's trying to put on size, but he's also trying to starve max at the same time, it doesn't ultimately make sense. But of course, he's going to that beauty image because it's the black pill. It's the looks maxing thing that's trending at the moment. It's to look a certain way to appeal to a general audience. The idea is that if you look a certain way and you are attractive, then people will listen to you more. Your life will just be better. You'll get more opportunities. Life is better for those who are attractive. That's the whole idea of the black pill. And in a sense, it kind of relates to actors in a way. They have to maintain a certain look. If they get out of shape, they're probably not going to get as many roles. If they get out of shape or they don't look as good, then of course their social medias might not be doing well. They might not be getting as many brand deals and whatnot. So they're of course having to put up with all of these stresses. And the issue is this is just now being perpetuated through social media. Back in the day when Judy Garland was, having her issues, it was of course talked about, but it was newspapers, it was perhaps radio stations, and then of course later on it was through television. Whereas nowadays you have it on social media. It's literally right there. I can literally go on my For You page and I would see a video of Clav. That's just kind of how it is. I would see a video of Clavicular telling me how to look better through perhaps taking anabolics or other drugs as well. It's finished, honestly.
The top 3 things you can do to ascend. Top 3 things you could do to ascend: up on testosterone, get lean, and get tan. Like the most basic of basic. I don't want to get super into like the lookism right now because I'm off right now.
Crystal meth. Because I think that body image or the expectation that these celebrities have and these actors trickles down to the general populace. You have men wanting to be jacked, wanting to be friggin' looking unnatural basically, which To be honest, I want to be freaking big. Like, I do want to be big. But there's the other side of it where women want to get really skinny. They want to get not anorexic in a sense, but they just don't want to put fat on. Women are scared of putting too much muscle on, but also too much fat as well. They want to look a specific way. Not perhaps Kate Moss, but not Kim Kardashian either. They want to look really slim. And that, of course, trickles down from what we see on social media, through movies, through the media. It is terrible, but I don't think it's ever going to change because of the chokehold that these people have on the general populace and our consensus of what is attractive, perhaps. And with social media just becoming ever prevalent, with it being everywhere, yeah, it's just going to get worse, let's be honest.